join us, we will do justice to their introductions. Distinguished senators here present, of course, former speakers of houses of assembly, honorable members of the House of Representatives here present, who have also been formerly honorable speakers of various houses, state houses of assembly, the former Deputy Governor of Abia State, His Excellency the Right Honorable Ude Okochukwu, and all other former Deputy Governors here present. Let me also extend that to say all former acting governors here present, all former ambassadors of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and of particular mention will be former Speaker, Adamawa State House of Assembly, former acting governor, Adamawa State, and of course, currently member House of Representatives, Ambassador James Barker. My Lord, the Honorable Chief Judge of Adamawa State, and the first female Chief Judge of Adamawa State, Justice Hafsat Abdurrahman. My Lord, the Grand Qadi of the Adamawa State Sharia Court of Appeal. My Lord, the President of the Adamawa State Customary Court of Appeal. The Chief of Staff to His Excellency, the Governor of Adamawa State, Dr. Edgar Amos. I beg your pardon, forgive me, the Secretary of the Conference of Former Speakers of State Houses of Assembly of Nigeria, the Head of Service, Adamawa State Pharmacist Shehu Isa Ardo MNI, members of the Conference Committee, of course, members of the Local Organizing Committee, ably chaired by the Secretary to the State Government of Adamawa State, Honorable Awal D. Tukur, and all members of that committee, distinguished members of this conference, distinguished former speakers of houses of assemblies across Nigeria, and may I also mention the former deputy speakers of Adamawa State. Your Excellencies, I apologize for that. I'm sure the technical people were doing the right thing. We're supposed to be running on generator. They only changed it at the wrong time, and we apologize about that. I was going to introduce all former deputy speakers of Adamawa State House of Assembly who are members of the Local Organizing Committee. Of course, there are some of them that are still in the House of Assembly. Let me not say former, so we don't assume all of them are former and they are no longer in the House of Assembly. Invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, let me especially welcome you to the banquet hall of the Government House, Yola, the venue for the meeting of the Conference of Former Speakers of State Houses of Assembly in Nigeria. Let me again recognize and thank everyone who has traveled from far and wide to honor this meeting, to be in Yola, to identify with your colleagues, to be part of this auspicious gathering of distinguished and honorable Nigerians, leaders in your various capacities, people who we all look up to for great things. Thank you indeed very much for coming to Yola. And like I was mentioning, Yola is one of the safest state capitals to be. It is one of the most peaceful state capitals in the country. Take your time after the conference and after the meeting to explore the city of Yola and enjoy its hospitality, especially our peppered fish. You must remember we live by the River Benue. This city is located by the bank of the River Benue, and you will enjoy so much of its hospitality. This is no reason because of the effort, the deliberate efforts of His Excellency, the Right Honorable Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri, the Governor of Adamawa State. When His Excellency took over a few years ago, by 7 o'clock in the night, and I'm not joking, I'm not exaggerating, by 7 o'clock, Yola has gone quiet for fear of insecurity. Today, it's a different story. Yola is one of those cities you can drive all through the night, all through the day, without fear of anything happening to you. And it is because of deliberate efforts. And once again, we honor you and we welcome you. Without further ado, it is now with profound honor that I introduce and I bring to stage the man we simply call the ATM Governor, the Fresh Air Governor, the Projects Master. As a matter of fact, we call him the Grand Master, the Governor of Adamawa State, His Excellency, the Right Honorable Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri, CON, Governor of Adamawa State, for his opening remarks. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sit down. Let me recognize the Governor of Delta State, who in a few minutes from now will join us. The Governor of Ebonyi, Delta State, the Governor of Ebonyi State, our Chairman of former Speakers Conference, distinguished Senator Governor Lalong, and the Secretary of the conference, the Deputy Governor of Adamawa State, who is at the airport also to welcome the two governors that were awaiting, the Right Honorable Speaker of the Adamawa State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Batia Wesley, the CJ of Adamawa State, Justice Hafsat Abdurrahman, the Grand Qadi of Adamawa State, the President of the Customary Court of Appeal, Adamawa State, Your Excellencies, our former speakers of the various state House of Assembly across the country that have come to Yola today for this very important conference. Members of the Adamawa State House of Assembly, the Chief of Staff to the Government of Adamawa State, the Head of Service, members of the State Executive Council, members of the Steering Committee for this conference, the Local Organizing Committee, invited guests, gentlemen of the press, good morning. I'm delighted to warmly welcome you, my dear colleagues, to Yola. Our organization is a gathering of the leadership of one of the largest and most important political families in Nigeria. It is unique in its own way when we reflect on its role in shaping and deepening democracy and good governance in the country. Considering its size, geography, non-partisanship, and plural ideological background, a chance to host this meeting is indeed a privilege for Adamawa State. This is like an opportunity to host Nigeria. Your Excellencies, Right Honorable Speakers, ours is not only a forum of leadership of the largest lawmaking organ of the government across all the states of the Federation, but it is equally a leadership that has over the years, at the subnational level, tremendously protected our democracy from imminent slide at critical periods. The most interesting thing about this forum is the fact that it is both large and big. It is large because it has the numbers. It has the numbers. It is big because it has the influence to cause any change in the polity and capacity to exert necessary impact on the politics of this country. It has and shall continue to play a very active role in the business of building Nigeria. Your Excellencies, Right Honorable Speakers, at this point, we all need no tutorial on the sanctity of the legislature as the bastion of democracy. The parliament, at whatever level of governance, is what symbolizes democracy. The extent of its performance is proportionate to the extent of the participatory space inherently allowable in a democracy. Those, as leaders in our respective chambers, at one time or the other, we have demonstrated legislative excellence. We have equally played important roles in ensuring the survival of democracy as a system, the well-being of our people as citizens, and the growth of our country as a nation. What we did and what we are still doing on the floor of our respective chambers were and are very crucial to the sustenance of democracy and good governance for our nation and our citizens. The representation we gave and are given, the bills we initiated and passed, the laws we made and are making, the debates and oversight, the organic relationship we make and foster with other organs of government, the executive and the judiciary, are all life-saving armors for our democracy. More fundamental is the bond we build and we are still building. This is the most cumulative political bond that places no barrier on time or age, draws on no partisan line, and tolerates no primordial sentiment. This is a bond that is truly pan-Nigerian. Over the years, we have unconsciously grown into a formidable force that I believe most of us hardly recognize. We are becoming the biggest alumni from which the best leaders have emerged and are emerging. From this forum, we have members who have transited to governance and former governors. Others as parliamentarians in both the House of Representatives and the Senate. Some serving and others again former. From our mix, we have equally chunked out cabinet members, both serving and former ministers. Times have indeed not changed the heart of what it means to be a speaker. To me, an effective speaker is to enforce the standing orders firmly, to manage the administration of the House in the interests of all, and to represent the House and the will of its members in the world outside. On the floor of the House, you are one among equals. What this means is that your position, through highly reverend, is surrounded by a lot of political landmines. You must imbibe what is generally referred in the parliamentary palace as the golden rule. The rule that makes you to strive to give members on all sides of the House, both opposition and the majority, a fair deal on the legislative matters. To most of us here, these reminders on our roles must have triggered reflection on how we survived political heated periods in the House and mitigated all the landmines in the course of our legislative duties. For me, the most important takeaway from the role of the Speaker is a court-age capacity for leadership incubation. No one passes through this hatchery and comes out with an empty bread. I must quickly add that we must appreciate this privilege and continue to avail our leadership skills and experience to Nigerians. If there is any time Nigeria needs our leadership acumen, experiences, and unity of purpose to mitigate these towering challenges of survival, the hour is now. Your Excellencies, Right Honorable Speakers, with the advent of the Fourth Republic in 1999, democracy in Nigeria is 25 years old, almost a quarter of a century. We have individually and collectively contributed our quotas to its entrenchment and sustenance. We have more to do if we are to transfer its consolidation to our successors. The biggest threats to its consolidation are not the traditional democratic indicators of freedoms and conduct of free and fair election, but the existence of peaceful coexistence. We must all play a role in this respect. We must work boots on to combat the menace of insecurity and engender a peaceful polity. We must douse tension in the land and deal away with all triggers of conflict. We must appreciate each other and convert our plurality into strength. We must champion the stability of the polity and the delivery of good governance at both the national and subnational level. Above all, honorable speakers, we must build friendship and fraternize with our other just like we are doing today. On this note, while I once again welcome you to Yola, I want to add that personally, the privilege to host you all today is truly a nostalgic one. It is a platform for family reunion that takes me down memory lane and brings back those moments I cherish most in my political life. The summary of it all is that I was, I am, and I will forever remain part of you, and you are all part of me. This is my internal pledge. It is my fervent prayer that this fraternity is sustained and the time may tick up, even as we rededicate our commitment to redeploying everything at our disposal to the service of our country. I wish every one of us a happy reunion and fruitful deliberation. Thank you for coming, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Let me apologize to the Right Honorable Speaker, Adamawa State House of Assembly. I didn't see him as I was making the protocols, and so I jumped. I apologize, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Your Excellency. Reminds us also that together with us here today are former speakers of Adamawa State House of Assembly, and that includes the distinguished senator, the immediate past speaker, distinguished Senator Aminu Iya Abbas. We honor you, distinguished senator, sir. Yes, sir. Of course, Honorable His Excellency Honorable James Barker, member of the House of Representatives, is also here with us, former speaker, Adamawa State House of Assembly. I don't know if Honorable Hassan Teraki, former speaker, is also here. Okay, we honor and recognize all of you. Let me remind us that we are live on Channels TV. We are also live on Adamawa Television, the ATV. This program is being broadcast and transmitted live and on other channels, especially the new media channels. We are all over the media space of Nigeria today. And it is now without much ado that I introduce and bring to the podium for his own speech His Excellency Distinguished Senator Simon Bakola, along the chairman the Conference of Former Speakers of State Houses of Assembly. I am proud to say he is a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, my senior learned colleague. Please put your hands together for him.
Thank you very much. To God be the glory. Your Excellency, our host, and the Governor of Adamawa State, His Excellency Amadu Fintiri, His Excellency in absentia, the Governor of Ebonyi State, His Excellency in absentia, also still waiting, the Governor of Delta State, the former Deputy Governors that are here, distinguished members of the Senate, and also former speakers that are here, former this, former that. Let me just restrict it to former speaker or former speakers of the Houses of Assembly of Nigeria. Let me specifically recognize the Deputy Governor also on his way of Adamawa State. And I must recognize the Honorable Speaker of the Adamawa State House of Assembly and all the members of the Adamawa State House of Assembly. I also want to recognize my Lord, the Chief Judge of Adamawa State, our sister, and all other protocols that are laid here. I wanted the Grand Kadi is also here, and all former speakers who will do introduction after this speech. I know speakers always like to introduce themselves, do introduction themselves, because some people, after assuming speakers, would have been chiefs of their various districts. Some would have been pastors, some would have been imams. That they will also tell us. I know some, when we left, had 2 wives. Some are boasting now that they have 4 or 5 wives. 5 wives. So that is introduction. That's the funny part of our introduction. So, Your Excellency, I now go to my speech. It is with great delight that I welcome you to this historic gathering and reunion of the Conference of Former Speakers of the State Houses of Assembly of Nigeria, holding here in the beautiful and the serene city of Yola, the Adamawa State capital. It is always a thing of joy to reunite with one another under this special umbrella that binds us together. Let me first pay special tribute and commendation to our host and the proud member, the Executive Governor of Adamawa State, His Excellency the Right Honorable Amadu Fintiri, for accepting to host us at this special gathering. I told him he was going to host us, and I said, if you leave us without hosting us, we will blackmail you. He accepted that. It was supposed to be last year, and he told me, he said, I am going to do that, but let me finish my second term. I jokingly asked him, I said, what if you don't come back second term? But I knew within me, my prayer, that I wanted him to come back the second term. Although, like, I wanted him to also come back on my in my party. However, he is still resolute the way he is. So I say congratulations on behalf of all of us. So we are indeed proud that our very own is at the helm of affairs in this wonderful state and has opened his doors to us. He's making us proud as a group under this second tenure. Before I go further, I would want us to rise up and observe a minute silence for some of our members who have passed on since the last time we convened. I don't need to make a list of all of them, but recently we just lost the former Speaker of Anambra State, Right Honorable Elebela. Some we had to go to bury them, and many of them we lost. So we'll have a minute silence for all of them. May the souls of our departed colleagues rest in peace. Amen. So we may sit down. My dear colleagues, each time we meet, the opportunity is presented for us to take stock of our individual and collective achievements, to reflect on our challenges, as well as review our contributions to the growth of democracy in Nigeria. Most importantly, we also use the meeting to look into the welfare and the well-being of our members across the country. Many of us have been out of office and also out of power for some time, while others have taken on various roles in our polity since leaving the office of the Speaker. Being our first meeting after the 2023 general election, a lot has happened to our members who have either been elected or appointed. We are happy to note that our members have continued to assume higher responsibilities in both elective and appointive positions. Today, we have 3 of our members as governors, namely Governor Fintiri of Adamawa State. We have Governor Sheriff Oborewori of Delta State. And we have Governor Francis Wifuru of Ebonyi State. In addition, we have many senators and members of the House of Representatives, as well as ministers and others heading various agencies across the country. This is a positive development that calls for celebration and consolidation. As our number keeps increasing by day, we have to take very seriously the role that we have to play in engendering good governance, democratic development, and service to the people. The experience we bring to the table is so vital that we cannot fail to lend our voices to crucial national issues that have direct impact on our people. This means that we must be united and committed to giving our best whenever and wherever we are needed. For example, we have to continue to encourage the strengthening of democratic institutions under the spirit of the separation of powers as enshrined in our Constitution. In particular, the autonomy of the state legislatures should be of paramount importance to us based on our experiences. During my time as governor of Plateau State, I worked closely with my colleagues at the Governors Forum, that was including Governor Fintiri Forum, and the federal government to ensure the implementation of financial autonomy to state as houses of assembly in the country. Although it was a difficult task, I am happy to say that we made some progress. Today we have financial autonomy for legislators and even judiciary. My Lord is here. We gave them autonomy. Yes, I was the first to grant full autonomy to the House of Assembly in the country, and a few others followed. Despite the fact that some speakers have attempted to also abuse it, the legislative arm of government is largely benefiting. We must therefore continue to encourage all stakeholders to work for its implementation across the country. You will agree with me that in spite of the fact that we come from different political parties and even varying ideologies, we must be able to unite and stand for issues that will encourage national cohesion, peace, prosperity, and good governance. This is because the good names and legacies we leave behind will continue to speak for us many years after we leave office. Since our arrival in Yola, we have seen the great achievements of our colleague, Governor Fintiri, who has touched all sectors of the state with projects and programs that are visible, which the people are enjoying. Adamawa State is today witnessing relative peace and security due to the proactive and the consistent efforts of Governor Fintiri. His deliberate action, such as inclusive governance and strategic support security agencies, have made the state hot for criminals and crisis merchants. Similarly, we can attest to the fact that the Governor Fintiri is a development-focused person who has spiritedly brought Adamawa State to the path of boisterous economic prosperity with monumental projects such as the agribusiness and the urban renewal. The landmark infrastructural developments have become the most celebrated project planned and executed by Governor Ahmadu Fintiri for the benefit of the people of Adamawa State. We as former speakers are proud of what you have done and continue to do for the people of Adamawa State right from your first tenure. You have not put us to shame, and we hope that our other colleagues will take a cue from you. Your performance will also open doors for other members of this esteemed body to be trusted with higher responsibilities in the future. So let me, at this juncture, only the governor will be seated. Ask all former speakers to stand up. All former speakers. I am sure the executive of Adamawa State, I know you are very happy with him. And we are standing up to say congratulations for all the efforts you are doing. Please, you may be seated. You may be seated. I therefore want us to take this gathering very seriously because it affords us the opportunity to advise our younger colleagues who are holding forth as speakers of the various houses of assembly in the country. No doubt they are facing challenges that are different from the ones we faced during our time, and they will need all the guidance, support, and advices they can get. Some of them have very little or no legislative experience and are bound to make mistakes. We should be able to guide and even warn them, particularly if they seek our views. After all, they will one day leave office and join us. I will say this because many people don't know. I used to tell those who are in office as speakers, I said, always consult with those who have left the office. It will guide you. Those of us who are within the generation of 1999 up to today will tell you what will happen. Some of us went to prison as speakers. Some people were thrown from upstairs down. There's one short man here, Professor Majid. He was thrown through the window. He was thrown through the window from upstairs while defending democracy. A lot of you were impeached. A lot of you were impeached. It was a very, very turning moment. We fought democracy. I fought for democracy at that time. A lot of people, some even lost their, I knew of those who lost their eyes in Borno. Where is Bulama? Bulama, he escaped narrowly. As tall as he was, he climbed a tall building first and landed on the other side, just to escape because he was defending democracy. Now democracy is on course. If you are a speaker, remember that you must make sacrifice. And when you make this sacrifice, you are defending your nation. Tomorrow you will join us as former speakers. So my dear colleagues, please permit me to use this opportunity to call on all of us and indeed Nigerians to join hands and support our President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has continued to pursue the path of renewing the hope of the nation through policies and programs that have been rolled out. No doubt some of them, like the removal of petrol subsidy, have impacted on the lives of the people. However, we need to give these policies some time to mature because good things don't come easy. I know what it is. I was a minister of labor. Maybe with time, things will get better, but it's just patience. I know we belong to different political parties, but I have every hope that with little patience and perseverance, Nigeria will be better. To mature so that we benefit from the gains they bring. We as leaders should play our part in appealing to the people to support the government at these challenging times. Finally, I once again welcome you all to this grand reception hosted by our dear colleagues and friend, His Excellency, the Right Honorable Ahmadu Fintiri. We shall ever remain grateful for the reception even as we pray that your tenure continues to bring peace and security, love and prosperity to the people of Adamawa State and Nigeria at large. We are looking forward to making you, because there is now a new college in the national. They call it GSM. They say GSM means governor, senator, and minister. But they don't put speaker. I just told the Senate president, I said, I prefer to be called governor, speaker, and minister, former minister. So we look forward to seeing you, and please extend our regards to your dear wife. I tell you the secret. When I was asking him and persuading him to fix us a date, he didn't know, because his wife, they are very close with my wife. Every night they will be chatting. I said, look, tell your friend, if we don't go to Adamawa this time, I will not come to Adamawa again. I don't know the magic that happened. Then all of a sudden I saw him call. You know, these wives, they know how to convince. They know how to convince us. And all of a sudden, he called me and said, look, I have agreed. I'm going to host all my colleagues. I said, look, I turned to my wife. I said, this your union is working. So please extend our regards to Her Excellency for all the wonderful things they are doing, because behind every successful governor is also a successful wife. So we thank her for all the things she's doing and all the people and the support you are getting from Adamawa State. God bless Adamawa State, and God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Please, once again, let's appreciate His Excellency. Thank you so very much, Your Excellency, Senator Simon Bakola Long, the chairman of the Conference of Former Speakers of State Houses of Assembly of Nigeria, for that very wonderful speech. Thank you indeed, sir. Your Excellency, with your kind permission, I tried to put myself in trouble earlier when I mentioned some of the speakers, the former speakers of the Adamawa State House of Assembly. And as I moved backward, I saw my Oga, Honorable Ibrahim Sadiq Nassin, who was also former speaker, and I apologize to him. Thank you very much, Honorable Sir. Thank you indeed. And of course, Honorable Kabiru Mijinyawa, who was here earlier, also former speaker, Honorable Kabiru Mijinyawa. I honor all of you. At this point, Your Excellencies, with your kind permission again, I'll invite a couple of your colleagues. I almost said a couple of our colleagues. I am not a part. I apologize. It is only in court that I will have my learned colleagues, but here it is my bosses. So I invite a couple of your colleagues to come with short goodwill messages, very brief and straight to the point. I will first start with former Speaker and now distinguished Senator Anao. If he's with us, please kindly, sir, put your hands together for him as he brings a very short goodwill message in this event today.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Adamawa State and former Speaker of Adamawa State, Governor Ahmadu Fintiri, our Chairman, former Governor of Plateau State, and all the former and now Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. My colleagues, good afternoon. It's an honor being in Adamawa after almost about 20 years. When I was going through the streets of Adamawa, I thought I was in a different city. Congratulations to all you've done. You see, there is something good about being a legislator. Some people dream to be ministers, but one of our own ran away from being a minister and came back to the Senate to be a legislator. May I use this opportunity to thank one of our own, Right Honorable Okosun. Please, can you stand up for recognition? Please put a round of applause for him. Right Honorable Thomas Okosun was the initiator of this conference, and he held the first conference we ever had. And today is history. Governor Amechi is not here, but he gave life to this body. Please put a round of applause for him. Every one of us here has contributed his quota. If Governor Fintiri had made this effort to put us here and you did not show up, his effort would have been wasted. And so every one of us here has contributed his quota to sustaining this body. One very important thing I want to say is that we are many, we are large, we are strong. We are a very strong body, like Governor Fintiri said, one of the largest political body in the country. From 1999, some states have turned out more than 10 speakers, and we are growing stronger. It means that when we put ourselves together strongly, our voices must be heard. If we come together, we can make a difference in this country. And Governor Fintiri, thank you very much for bringing us together after a long time. The whole country is in Adamawa today. The whole of Nigeria is in Adamawa today, courtesy Governor Fintiri. I'm sure the rest of the governors that are not here will be hosting us soon. And if you have the strength, you don't have to be a governor to host us. I'm sure the best governor that never was, Speaker Ohajuruka, I'm sure one of these days you'll be hosting us in Abia. May I use this opportunity to pray for all of us that whatever you have intended to achieve in your life that you have not achieved yet, God says it is not yet time. By the grace of God, we will all achieve that. But the most important thing is keeping our body together for Nigeria. Nigeria needs us, and we must make sure we move Nigeria forward. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir, Distinguished Senator Anao. Let me, without any further ado, invite Representative Inua Garba to also bring a short, yes, sir, very short goodwill message, and we will be continuing from there. Thank you very much, sir.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. His Excellency, our host, the Executive Governor of Adamawa State, Right Honorable Ahmad Umaru Fintiri, our Chairman of this conference, distinguished senators and members of the House of Representatives, our colleagues, former speakers and serving speaker, distinguished honorable gentlemen, members of the press, good afternoon. Let me start by thanking God the Almighty Allah for giving us this very rare opportunity and privilege to converge together as a reunion by the magnanimity and support of His Excellency the Governor of Adamawa State, our senior colleague, and his friend, the chairman of this conference. Today's occasion is a very unique, and it's very, very marvelous to see some of us that are alive sitting together side by side. We thank you, His Excellency, very much for this show of commitment, show of concern to bring back to the forefront this conference by taking this decision of hosting this event. And on behalf of myself and all of us, our colleagues, we thank you very much. You make us proud. We beat our chest that one of us is making this conference to be noticed by your performance in Adamawa State. It is glaring that any speaker, if given the opportunity, will do better for his people. We have seen the infrastructural development, the human development, the peaceful atmosphere in Adamawa State is unprecedented. We thank you and continue to do it. The whole world is watching, and you are equal to the task. We thank you very much. We appreciate that. We thank His Excellency, the chairman of this conference, for tinkering together to see how he lobbied that you should host this. We thank you very much. And our colleagues that has come from far and near because of show of concern, because of show of commitment, we appreciate. I hope and pray that after this conference, Almighty God will take us back to our various destinations. Thank you very much. May God bless this conference. May God bless the leadership of the conference and all the members. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Representative Honorable Inua Garba. And now, the former chairman of this conference, Right Honorable Thomas Okosun, who have just been recognized as basically the initiator, the man who thought it out for this conference to come into life. Thank you, sir.
Your Excellencies, and our special host today, Governor, Right Honorable Governor Fintiri, distinguished Senator, and our chairman, His Excellency Simon Lalong, who has so many names, nomenclatures attached to his name now. Thank you. The Chief Judge, distinguished senators, distinguished colleagues. I stand here like a man that is so fulfilled. Fulfilled because in 1999, when we dreamt of this conference, there was no mobile phone. And so we had to do letters by DHL to all various speakers in Nigeria. No GSM, no mobile phone. It was years later that we had what we had to Raya. And we had a conference, very successful. I still have copies of our resolutions. I pray that I'll be able to bring them in future. I came up with my phone just now, and I scrolled through my phones, and I saw pictures we took at the villa in 1999. And that event was very remarkable. Some of you will recall. Our demand was very clear that the speakers of State House of Assembly must be recognized, not just as written in Constitution. One of our demands then was that we have to be part of the National Council of States. You may not agree, but if you look through the Constitution, you will realize that it is possible. We said so. I recall that they tried to stop us, but we had that event very successful. Today, I'm happy that from one governor to now 3 governors from among speakers. And with the numbers of senators and House of Representative members are now endless. I'm looking forward that as Nigerians who believe in one Nigeria, who are detribalized, I believe one day, as big as we are, we will be able to produce a president. I mean it. Because if all former speakers are here, this place will not contain us. The reason some of them are not here, you know. We know too why some of them are not here. Not because they don't like to be here, not because they don't like the face of the man, not because they don't believe there is peace in this land, but because of other reasons. And I believe that's why we call on those 7 speakers who will be former speakers at the time very soon. It is important for them to interface with former speakers. Because in doing so, because the reality will dawn on them later that they have become former speakers. When you relate with them, the experiences that they will gain from them will be much bigger and better for us. So I want to thank His Excellency for hosting us, not just for the hosting, but for bringing us together for a common purpose. Because I believe that if we are united and we speak with one voice, we can chart a course for Nigeria. Because we are here right now, nobody is talking about religion. Nobody is talking about tribe. But we see ourselves as people of Nigerians who believe in the good of every Nigerian. And I think that we can do that. And I am happy that we have a section later in the day where we can deliberate on these things so that we can think of how we can move Nigeria forward and make it a better country for every one of us. I thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, sir. Let me now invite for his goodwill message, Right Honorable Gbana, to please kindly join us for his goodwill message. Please put your hands together for Right Honorable Stephen Gbana, former Speaker, Taraba State House of Assembly. Thank you, sir.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Adamawa State, Your Excellency, the Chairman of this organization, members of the National Assembly, my colleagues, former speakers, Chief Judge, and members of the judiciary that are here. My name is Haruna Stephanus Gbana, Speaker of Taraba State from 2004 to 2012. I am excited today, sir, for this special occasion. At least for once, I can see most of my colleagues that I've not met with them for so many years. There is this story of a woman in my village that couldn't give birth. She was pregnant and it took her 12 months before she delivered. This conference has taken a long time to come to where we are today. And I'm happy because His Excellency, the Governor of Adamawa State, was in the labor room and make sure that this organization delivers. Today, let me say that we're having a very unified meeting for the first time, to the best of my knowledge. So this is our first son in Adamawa State. The other governors, I understand they're still on their way coming. By the grace of God, when they come, they will take it up from there. This organization is very, very important and very, very vital. It is believed that if you are able to lead, no matter how small the House of Assembly is, we know the complications. If you are able to lead your people, whether for 6 months, 1 year, 2, 3 years, by the grace of God, God has implanted that capacity in you to be able to lead a state and by extension the entire country. I believe that this is just the beginning. By the grace of God, one day, one of us will be leading this country. It is then that the whole country will know that we will all rally the forces in our various constituencies to give them the support, or to give him the support that he desires to lead this country. I am happy wherever a former speaker leads, whether as a governor, in the National Assembly, or whatever capacity, before he leaves the office, there will be an indelible mark that people around there will testify that indeed a leader was once here. And I will urge us, by the grace of God, my colleagues, wherever we are, whatever assignment that is given to us, keep the flag of former speakers flying. Let people know that indeed we are potential leaders, and when we are called upon to serve our people, we serve them diligently. I want to most sincerely thank you, Your Excellency, for accepting to host us today. And I pray that by the grace of God, this organization, this association is moving higher. We are going higher. We are going to be better. Nigeria is yearning for leaderships that are found amongst us here. And I pray that when God gives us the opportunity, we will do our best to prove that indeed we are capable. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the Right Honorable Estefanus Bana. Let me apologize, Your Excellencies. With your kind permission, I'd like to apologize to the service commandants. I just got reliably informed they've been here with us. The Brigade Commandant of the 23rd Armored Brigade, Yola. Please put your hands together for him. So we honor and welcome you. The Air Force Commandant of the, thank you very much, sir. The Air Force Commandant of the 75th Strike Group of the Nigerian Air Force, Yola. Sir, we honor you. Thank you, sir. I apologize, the Commissioner of Police, Adamawa State Command, the Director of the DSS, Adamawa State Command, the other service commanders, I'm sure the Director of Civil Defense and the other ones are also here. We honor you, we welcome you, we thank you so very much, and I apologize profoundly for that oversight earlier. Thank you indeed. Let me now, and I was thinking that it is good time to now balance what we're doing before we are accused of gender insensitivity. Okay, so gender balance, gender equality. Let me welcome our very own dear Honorable Rita Maduagu as she comes. Former Speaker of the Anambra State House of Assembly to come and bring a goodwill message. Honorable Rita Maduagu, please. Thank you. Let's appreciate her. Let's make her feel encouraged and welcomed. Let's give her a Yola welcome. Thank you, ma.
Your Excellency, our Chief Host, Right Honorable Amadu Umoru Fintiri, we are happy to be here in Yola. In fact, this is my first time in Yola. And when I was coming, I was so skeptical about coming to a state that I've not been before. But when I came into Adamawa yesterday, I said, gosh, Adamawa is so beautiful. Your Excellency, God will bless you for what you're doing here. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, Senator Simon Bako Lalong, our chairman, Conference of Speakers. It takes two to tango. And I know with your elderly advice, this Conference of Speakers will continue to grow from strength to strength. Thank you, sir. Also, the Right Honorable Speaker of Adamawa State, the Conference of Speakers itself, all of us here, the Chief Judge, may I humbly stand on the existing protocol. My brothers and sisters, here we are not talking about religion, we are not talking about party either, but we are talking about leadership. And our chief host has shown us that as a former speaker, we can do better. When any leadership is entrusted to us, that we always deliver. I am so proud to be part of this Conference of Speakers. And I am also appreciating the conference for being gender friendly. If you look at us, I don't even think we're up to 3 females, but they gave us the opportunity to speak, to show that we're also part of it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for allowing us and giving us that space to speak. So we are not being marginalized. Thank you. And lastly, it's very thoughtful of you to organize this conference. This is my first time. I've always been a member of the Conference of Speakers, but not in this magnitude. I was member of the Conference of Speakers. I was the Southeast Chairman Conference of Speakers, but not this under our chairman. This is my first time in your meeting, and I am so happy and elated to be part of it. Let me stop so far, believing God that will move higher from here. God bless everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Your Honorable Ma. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, let me quickly welcome to the microphone Right Honorable Eugene Udo. Right Honorable Eugene Udo to the microphone. Please put your hands together for him as he comes. Thank you very much. Now later we'll be doing the introductions not too long from now, just like the chairman has said. Honorable may be a red cap chief, and I didn't recognize that. I apologize.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Adamawa State, our own catchment, Umaru Fintiri, former Governor of Plateau State, our Chairman, Simon Bako Lalong, the Secretary of our group, Stanley Hajiroka, our PRO, Right Honorable Onawo, and then, of course, members of the National Assembly here present, my very good friend, the former Deputy Governor of Abia State, members of House of Reps, former speakers of state legislature here present. I want to really thank our hosts for providing us this opportunity. The formation of a conference of speakers has gone through a series of evolution. They've announced, to our knowledge, the efforts of Okosun. And incidentally, during that period, this was a period where some speakers are going on siren and some were prevented from using siren. But with this formation, they were able to break the jinx for future speakers to enjoy. Thereafter, Rotimi Amechi piloted their affairs, not just by patronizing members of the group, he always assembled us. So he played a very key role in the formation of this very association. Thereafter, Lalon took over. And incidentally, should I say fortunately or unfortunately, Governor Lalon was anchoring the formation of conference of speakers when he was not a speaker, when he was virtually an applicant. I remember he came to my office within that period, and he was the person encouraging all of us. Look, one day you will leave this office. Why don't we do it like this? Well, we thank you, sir, for the sacrifices you've given. Now, today, we are in Adamawa. The governor of Adamawa State has raised the bar. All of us were part of the tour of the city guide of Adamawa State. This, of course, if I'm not mistaken, is the only state capital in the entire country where you cannot spot any go-slow in the entire metropolis. And not just in Yola, it extended to Jemeta from what we've seen today. So, Your Excellency, we are very proud of you. We are very proud of you. And I want to join others. You are no longer an alert governor now. You are an infrastructural governor. So we want to thank you for this very opportunity you've given. We hope that by the grace of God, the governors of Ebonyi, I understand Ebonyi is a very legislative friendly. Just about 9 months in office, he's been able to assemble some legislators to give them job to conduct a training of the incoming legislators in Ebonyi. My friend Ignatius Edet was one of the lecturers, Nwankwagu and Frank Ada. These were the lecturers. These are what actually we are looking at. So we want to thank you. We hope that with this inspiration that God has given you to do this today, you are going to inspire other people. And this is, I think this should not be a challenge, because it appears as if we are waiting for governors. There are some people who are not governors who can even do better. Instead, we may even do it on a collegiate basis. There could be contribution, provided that there could be ways through which we could be sustaining this meeting. So I want to thank you. We've actually enjoyed the hospitality of Adamawa State right from yesterday. So much so that when some of them called me again in the night, I told them I'm not going again. I'm okay with what I've seen. So I want to thank you. We want to thank you very much. We want to thank our leaders. We want to thank all the people who have done former speakers of state assemblies proud. May God bless you as you continue on this goodwill.
Thank you very much, Honorable Eugene Udo. The chairman has asked me to invite Honorable Moshood, Right Honorable Moshood, to please come Mojid, okay, Mojid, I beg your pardon, Mojid Alao, Professor, Right Honorable Professor Mojid Alao, please put your hands together for him. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Prof.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The honorable member of Sokoto thought I was not going to say salam alaikum because we know why there was this joke in the National Assembly. You know, as legislators, people will greet you. When they greet you and you reply or respond, the next thing will follow. Somebody say assalamu alaikum. As Muslims, we are supposed to reply. But once you reply, the next thing you are going to see is a note say, account number, please send so much. So we designed a modality that the obligation on us as Muslims to respond is to Allah, not to human being. So when somebody says assalamu alaikum, you reply inside you so that you won't be guilty of sending money to them. Your Excellency, Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri, our host, I salute you. And I'm saluting you specifically for two things. I was one of those who could probably be apprehensive coming to Yola. Because the last time I was in the Northeast, I think I was visiting Bulama, the tallest man in the Conference of Speakers. And I was to fly from Borno. They said, oh, Boko Haram, you cannot fly. So I slept one night. The following night, they said, okay, we'll move you to Yola, from where you fly. We woke up and said, no, you cannot fly from Yola, because there was problem. So when I was coming here, I said, hey, I'm going back to this place again. But I must say, Your Excellency, since I came in yesterday, I'm one of those who came very early. I came before 12. And even in the night, as far as 8:30 p.m., myself and Maruf, we were moving around, and there wasn't anything. I was like, wow, we really appreciate Your Excellency. Thank you for making Yola and other part of the state what it is now. And we were further convinced, Your Excellency, when we moved around the project site today, and I saw some of the things that I have never seen in other parts of Nigeria. We must appreciate Your Excellency for demonstrating the capacity that we make each and every one of us as speakers of state houses of assembly very proud. Let me pause for us to receive our guests. As we welcome their excellencies, I was trying to appreciate our host for not only being a man that has provided security that made all of us to be here today, but also a man of projects. The former governor of Plateau State, I wonder why he normally referred to me as a short man. Honestly, the difference between me and Governor Lalong, and I don't call him Lalong, I call him La Short. Because Governor Lalong is as short as I am. The only difference is that he always wears a long cap. So it's very difficult for you to know that he's short. But I must appreciate him. I don't And I must also appreciate the new governors who have joined us. I learned from Delta and from Ebonyi State, who are our former colleagues. You are welcome, sir. And I must not forget Stanley. Stanley being a wonderful secretary of our group. We must really appreciate him. Your Excellency, Governor Fintiri, you have done much for us. Today, you have helped to enliven our spirit. That whenever we put any of our own forward anywhere, he or she will excel. We thank God for your life. Indeed, when Amechi left, we did not have much hope. And things weren't as we expected them to be. But since coming here yesterday, I have the high hope that we are rebounding again, courtesy of Governor Fintiri. There is a project that Amechi did not complete. We all know we were part of the project. Lalong was part of the project. I was part of the project. Everybody was trying to do it. What we have seen here is another ray of hope that whether we want to go the Amechi way or we want to go the way of the Fintiri and co, the presidency of Nigeria is not far-fetched from the hands of former speakers. And so shall it be. Any one of us that is going up, we assure you that we'll do our best to support you, because whoever has been a speaker of the house is ordinarily a manager of men. A speaker is not a headmaster. He is in a position of subjectivity that he is able to coordinate, despite the fact that he was just a servant of inter pares among all the other members. So there is no way you can put a former speaker. If Nigeria must go the way of development, time is now. And Governor Fintiri is showing the way. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you so very much, Prof. Please put your hands together once again for Professor Mojid Alabi, the tallest man in the room. The conversation between Prof and His Excellency Senator Lalong continue, I'm sure, beyond today. Thank you very much. Let me, Your Excellencies, with your kind permission, honor graciously the presence of the Excellencies who have just joined us. Firstly, allow me to honor the gracious presence of His Excellency, the Right Honorable Sharif Francis Erewedo Eborevori, the Governor of Delta State. Please put your hands together for him. Former Speaker and now Governor. Your Excellency, we welcome you. Honored to have you. We have waited for your arrival with great anticipation, and we are glad you're here. Let me equally honor His Excellency, the Right Honorable Francis Ogbonna Erishi Nwifuru, the Executive Governor of Ebonyi State. Our very own. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Honored to have you, and thank you indeed. And let me also now acknowledge and recognize the gracious presence of our own Deputy Governor, who had all the while been at the airport to receive their Excellencies, the Honorable Professor Kaleta Pwaji Farauta, Deputy Governor of Adamawa State. Ma, we honor you. Of course, also in that company is the Right Honorable Speaker, Adamawa State House of Assembly, the Right Honorable Batia Wesley, and the former Speaker, Right Honorable Kabiru Mijinyawa, who all of them came in together. We honor and appreciate you once again. Welcome to the meeting of the Conference of Former Speakers of States Houses of Assembly of Nigeria that is being hosted in Yola, the Adamawa State capital, and this is the banquet hall of the government house. We were taking goodwill messages. The last goodwill message we will take before we take that of their excellencies, just to allow them settle down for a few minutes. Let me invite the Right Honorable Abdullahi Balarabe Salame, member of the House of Representatives, former Speaker, Sokoto State House of Assembly, one-time acting governor. Please put your hands together for him. Thank you, sir.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Adamawa State, His Excellency Fintiri, Your Excellency, the Chairman of this conference, distinguished Senator, former Governor of Plateau State, Honorable Lalon, members of the Executive Council of Adamawa State, my colleagues, Honorable former speakers of various states. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mine is to, on behalf of our colleagues, especially from the Northwest, is to thank His Excellency, first the chairman of this forum, Honorable Distinguished Senator Simon Lalon, for convincing His Excellency to host this meeting. So, Distinguished Senator Lalon, the chairman, we thank you very much for your effort for convincing His Excellency through the best channel, because the Hausa old women says to give birth to the wife of the governor is better to give birth to the governor. So it has shown, now we have experienced the secret of that saying. So we thank you very much, Your Excellency Simon Lalon, for convincing His Excellency. I'm sure I didn't hear what I said. I said through the right channel, you are able to convince His Excellency. And you know, we said that to give birth to the wife of the governor is better than to give birth to the governor. That's what the household women says. So we thank you very much, His Excellency Honorable Fintiri, His Excellency the Governor of Adamawa State. We also thank our colleagues who are executive governors of Ebonyi and Delta. So we thank you very much, and we appreciate and we experience the development project brought by His Excellency. He has turned Adamawa to another new city. May Almighty Allah continue to guide you, protect you, and give you the health and wisdom to continue with the good project you are doing, as well as our colleagues from other states, the executive governors, the two executive governors that just arrived. We thank you very much, and we also wish you, may Almighty Allah continue to support you to see that you execute all you plan, all the good plans you have for your state. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Adamawa State, Your Excellencies, may I stand on the existing protocol so that we can save some time. I believe our eminent guests that we've been waiting for have arrived, and it will be time for us to take some goodwill messages from them. And with all pleasure, may I humbly start by calling on the Executive Governor of Ebonyi State, His Excellency Right Honorable Francis Nwifuru to give us his goodwill address. Put your hands together for him, please. Thank you.
Otito dịrị Jesu Kristi. Ndị otu m ndị Christian, please. Otito dịrị Jesu Kristi. Your Excellencies, our dear brother, the Governor of Adamawa State, Right Honorable Fintiri, Your Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, my friend, Right Honorable Sheriff Obrowori Francis, the chairman of this great conference, and the former governor of Plateau State, former minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and today, by the special grace of God, the senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, distinguished Senator Lalong, distinguished other senators here present, our dear honorable members of the Federal House of Representatives, distinguished honorable speakers, let me stand on the already established protocol. I am delighted to be here because of so many reasons. But in coming to Adamawa today, a lot of things surprised me. I'm very much overwhelmed with what my eyes can see. I'm delighted in the sense that I never believed that this kind of organization is in existence. I never believed. I saw the message from the former speakers from my state, and I never took it serious. And I did not reply because I didn't know about it. Until when the former governor of Plateau State called me and informed me about it. And that beat my imagination. And I give God honor and glory in Jesus' name. I am delighted again because the Adamawa I used to know is not the Adamawa my eyes sought this afternoon. This Adamawa is a very developed place today. In fact, when I was inside the car, I whispered to the governor of Delta State, and I said to him, this man has been able to distinguish himself and prove to the world that he has the capacity to deliver the evidence of democracy to the good people of Adamawa State. And I also said to him, why did people come out to contest election with him? Why? Since he can bring this kind of development to the people of Adamawa, they should be very much appreciative and they should encourage him to do more. So sincerely, my brother, you are in a very juicy office. Definitely people must come out to contest that position. But I am very proud of you. Very, very much proud of you. And I seek your advice and also your support because I am new. I always beat my heart and say, yes, I'm doing well. I didn't know I'm not doing anything. What I am seeing today surprised me. And I'm very grateful to God that is coming from the former speakers. We have been the chief servants. All of us here have been chief servants of various states. Chief servant in the sense that we serve two masters at a time. You serve the people, you serve the governor, you serve the governor's brothers and the wives. And you must be loyal comprehensively. And sometimes, even your family members do misunderstand you because they don't know how you are behaving. At all times, you will not have the opportunity to come out and talk because you are serving the two masters at the same time. But the ability to navigate and get it right is what made us what we are. Many of us did not have the opportunity to serve 2 terms like many of us did because of the person you serve. Because many of us, don't count me, although you should count me too, yeah? I'm now a governor. Many governors, so many, did not understand the rudiment of this position. And they don't agree that you're doing anything. And it's a thankless job. Because everybody believes that you're making money. Whereas you're the one suffering. You're suffering intimidation, you're suffering humiliation, and you're suffering from being sensible at so many occasions. Because you're doing what the governor wants. What you never knew when somebody conceived it. That is what you're doing. And the governor can call you at any moment and dish out instruction without begging. It's an instruction that you should take this responsibility. Whether your members are accepting it or not, it does not concern the governor. And you have been able to navigate that. I am sure if you come together the way Fintiri is doing it, definitely we'll get a very high position. Because we have the knowledge, we have the strength, we have all it takes to be where we want to be. Sincerely, I must thank you people very much for making our time to be here. It's a great sacrifice, and I'm very much proud of all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Governor of Ebonyi State. I want to thank you very much for that speech. Your Excellency, the Governor of Adamawa State, and your fellow Excellencies, may I continue to stand on the existing protocol. The testimonies that have been said about His Excellency, the Governor of Adamawa State, is not far from the fact that he has been a super legislator, and as one that was a speaker, what we say, primus inter pares, that is first among equals. He excelled in that field, and is no doubt very easy for him to excel as governor of Adamawa State. And we thank goodness that this conference has 3 governors that are serving now, and the other governors are first-time governors that will take after him. When I was asked to invite the governor of Delta State to come forward, I had to quickly call one of my friends from Delta State. The pronunciation of your name, sir, is one that you have to take some rehearsals before you can pronounce it. So I was giving some good rehearsal. So distinguished, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to now invite His Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, Right Honorable Chief Sheriff Oboreori. I tried, isn't it? Thank you very much. Oboreori, thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, my brother, Right Honorable Fintiri, Your Excellency, my brother Governor from Ebonyi, Right Honorable Francis Nwufuru, Your Excellency, Right Honorable Senator Lalong, distinguished senators, members of the National Assembly that are here, speakers and former speakers, I greet all of you. Let me especially recognize the Deputy Governor of Ebonyi State, of Adamawa State. Sorry for omitting your name, for not recognizing you. I'm very happy to be here today. When my brother Fintiri called me to say I have to be here, not only come here, but also come with my brother governor from Ebonyi. And I spoke to my brother from Ebonyi. Are you called me? He said, no, he says former speakers, but he's busy. I said, no, you have to be here. That His Excellency Senator Along has spoken to him. And also Fintiri told me that he will reach out to him, but Fintiri has not reached out to him. I said, no, I'm not reaching out to you, so we have to go. I want to apologize that we came late. You know, when two brothers, governors are traveling together, one must drag one down, one must delay. So sorry that we came late. But we are happy for this forum. This is a forum of bonding and experience sharing. God has given some of us the opportunity to transit to the executive. It's by His will. It is not easy, like what my brother have said. It's not easy. There are two of us who just left the House of Assembly as Speaker May 29 and become governor. We were three, but it's only two of us that made it. And having our brother Fintiri, who is also a governor for a second tenure, I think this forum, we should be proud of this forum. Because this is the first time you are having three governors as former speaker serving. This forum should not be just come for the fun fair. Should not be so. We should try as much as possible to bond together, to see how we're able to come out with solutions that will help our country, Nigeria. To be first among equals is what I gave you the opportunity, because you have served your state as a speaker. Because if you are not qualified, you will not serve your state. And I know that some of us here who have served as speakers, some are in the Senate, like Abbas is in the Senate, some are in the House of Rep, two of us are in our governor today. We understand our state. But the only thing I want to say here is that when you make a member of the House, give you opportunity, somebody who has been a speaker, you give him opportunity to serve as a governor, is something that is a good experience. Because as a lawmaker, you know what the state wants, what is good for the state. But when you bring somebody that is not too experienced to govern your state, it doesn't make the state too good. So for us, when we were coming and we saw what my brother Fintiri is doing in his state here, we are proud of him. But remember, he's doing his second tenure. And my brother from Ebonyi, myself, we know that by the time we finish our second tenure, we will do better than him. Because it's what you wish yourself that you will get. Thank you for the opportunity that you have given to us to speak here, even though we came late. But I know that every decision that will be taken here is binding by us. And we want to assure you that this whole thing will rotate. By the time I know that the next hosting, either Ebonyi or Delta will host. So I will discuss with my brother from Ebonyi who will host first. So because we are like twins, we work together. We don't also look at issue of party. Because people have come here now, this is a PDP state. And on the same flight, the governor of Ebonyi and the governor of Delta State. Ebonyi was APC, Delta is PDP. We flew together here. You can see that we are not talking about party. We are talking about the forum, how the former speakers were able to impart, share their experience and bond together to move this country forward. I was very sure that we were able to provide solution to the problem facing this country. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I am sure we can do better than that for His Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, and of course, earlier on, the Governor of Ebonyi State, both of them very distinguished leaders, very extraordinary gentlemen. Thank you, sirs. And now, before we get to take our break in this session, let me invite for the vote of thanks to close the opening ceremony formally. It is with pleasure and great honor that I introduce and I bring to the podium the Right Honorable Stanley Ejirika, former Speaker, Abia State House of Assembly, and the Secretary of the Conference of Former Speakers of State Houses of Assembly of Nigeria. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the very distinguished performing governor of Adamawa State, our own dearly beloved brother, Governor Amadu Fintiri. Your Excellency, my brother, who is currently one of the best performing governors of the Southeast, whom we are well pleased, Governor Ogbonna Francis Winforo. Your Excellency, who we want to refer as the Lion of the Delta, a man who has made us proud and will continue to make us proud. One of the best speakers that has traversed the South-South, Governor Sheriff Oboroway. The Chairman, Conference of Speakers, the very distinguished Senator, very articulate, a man who has the capacity to bring all this creme de la creme of people, this rainbow coalition of Nigerians who has been in that trenches of being leaders of men, even though in serving capacity as servants of their colleagues. Former governor of Plateau State, Governor Simon Lalong. Our dearly beloved colleagues, senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, there are about 10 or more of them. Our brother colleagues, members of the Federal House of Representatives, now serving. The Speaker, Adamawa State House of Assembly, my Lord spiritual and temporal, Her Lordship, the Chief Judge of this very distinguished revered state, Adamawa, you are most welcome. The Secretary to the state government, the Chief of Staff, very ebullient, who has been working tirelessly to make sure that this exercise is performed seamlessly. Members of the committees that actually put this together. My very dearly beloved leaders, I call them our leaders, brother speakers from the various states of the Federation. These are the best crop of people when it comes to administrative prowess in Nigeria. My brother speakers, we are very loyal. You're all welcome. Let me not forget the members of the fourth estate of the realm, the press. You're all welcome. without forgetting the avalanche of people who has been working tirelessly with these streams of people to ensure our comfort here today. We thank you all. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you're all respectfully welcome to this very august occasion that has brought us all together to Adamawa State. This is actually my first time of being in Adamawa State, and what I saw in Adamawa today was very, very instructive. I could hear the snippets and joy that keeps resonating from the mouth of our dear colleagues. A lot of them have seen the quintessential performance of the governor of Adamawa State, and they are not holding back in speaking their mind and showing their appreciation with the level of performance and the leadership he has given to the people of Adamawa State. And we can only dare say and pray God in his infinite mercy and wisdom to continue to give him the enablement, keep him in good health, continue to give him the wisdom to serve the people and serve them aright, and to do good to all manner of men in order to ensure there is equity, fairness, and good brotherliness in this state. Your Excellency, the Governor of Adamawa State, we say thank you. This state, as far as we are concerned, is going to become one of our own tourist heaven, because some of us will eventually want to come back here with our families in not just an official capacity, but rather to come here and enjoy the somber nature of this state, because this state is a state that has so many things to actually look out for. So I want to enjoin Nigerians, wherever they are, to come and see the wonders of the performance of the governor of Delta State. So therefore, of Adamawa State, Delta would have taken the glory. You have to come and pay conference of speakers for that. This state has left no one in doubt as to the capacity of speakers to perform when they are given this position, as it were. We have come, we have seen, we have appreciated. We are looking forward to our brother speakers whom we'll be visiting very soon. We are expecting them to do even more than what we are expecting today. We have come to also show our appreciation to the numerous people we encountered here in the course of this exercise. They have been so wonderful. The warmth and hospitality that we have experienced in Adamawa State cannot be quantified. We cannot express the joy we are seeing here. Some of us who plan to go tomorrow is beginning to have a rethink as to think whether we would go on Monday or on Tuesday. We have really enjoyed ourselves, and we're looking forward to enjoy ourselves even more. I want to thank the MC prior to the arrival of the governors who we were fervently waiting for. He said there are a lot of more goodies to expect. We are looking forward to those goodies eventually too. So as we are about to depart today, we want to thank every one of our brother speakers who made it possible for us to be all gathered here today. You know, it is not enough to invite people to an event, but it is a big deal when you invite people to an event and you eventually find them. I look down the road, I could see that very gold-plated, sumptuous looking things over there. If we didn't come, I do not think that the governor of Adamawa State will be happy. So we are looking forward to moving in that direction after this event, so that some of us who have not taken breakfast would also enjoy the richness of the food that we were told exists in this state. To that extent, therefore, I wish to, on behalf of God Almighty and all the speakers who are here gathered, thank you for receiving us, thank you for hosting us, and pray God to continue to take us back to our various places of abode when we live here. This I pray in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Right Honorable, the Secretary of this great organization. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Conference of Former Speakers of State Houses of Assemblies is a registered body with the Corporate Affairs Commission, and today's meeting is the most attended of all the meetings. Out of over 147 that indicated attendance, we've had an attendance of over 127 that have attended this meeting today. That is quite exciting and is the best that we have ever recorded in the history of this organization. Therefore, they say all is well that ends well. This is not the end of the meeting for Their Excellencies, the Right Honorable members of this forum that are here. But for those of us who are spectators, have been invited to come and witness this occasion, this opening ceremony, I would like to say that shortly you're going to exit the hall and we'll leave only the Right Honorable former speakers to stay and continue their deliberation. But before then, they will have lunch break, and then after it, the session for the executive session will now take place. So, therefore, before we formally close this occasion, I would like to invite the chairman of the Conference of Former Speakers of State Assemblies, His Excellency, distinguished Senator Right Honorable Simon Bako Lalong, to come forward and close this meeting. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, before he comes forward, I would like to announce also to our various other spectators and members of this forum that this night we're going to have a gala session here, gala night here in this same hall, and we will show you the various displays of the culture of Adamawa State. Thank you, sir. All right. Now we're going to showcase Adamawa State for you. Some of the achievements of His Excellency, the Governor of Adamawa State, that you've not seen because they are out of the state capital, will also show you. You will see it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, our host governor, Governor Fintiri, Your Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, Your Excellency, the Governor of Ebonyi State, our distinguished former speakers that are here, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It will also be my privilege to declare, but before I do that, we are going to go into the executive session. The executive session is going to be very brief. It will be brief. And this executive session is precisely for speakers only. But as leaders of tomorrow, we are also inviting the members of the House of Assembly of Adamawa State to be part of this session. We don't know who amongst you will be speakers tomorrow. So it's for you to learn, but you are going to be observers. So it's only for those in the legislative field. At that time, we will allow Deputy Governor to leave. CJ, you belong to another arm of government. You belong to another arm of government. We don't want to bother you. So it's strictly for the members. So anywhere you see this, you are qualified to be in that meeting. If you don't have this, it means you have not yet registered. You can see that the governor of Delta and Enugu quickly registered. So, my boy is solid. quickly registered, so it is strictly for them. So by the time we get into the executive session, is our executive session. So on behalf of all the former speakers, those who are here and those who would not have been, who wanted to be with us, but I must also, on behalf of this organization, formally congratulate all the three governors for a very wonderful success at the Supreme Court of Nigeria. And we're looking forward to your second tenure, those who are coming back for the second tenure. We just had a short discussion, and two of them are now fighting over who will host. So is that not an achievement? Two of them are now beginning to battle. Because I told you, I said, when we come to Adamawa, many of them will start fighting who will host. Now we're very happy that Delta and Ebonyi have agreed that they are going to host. But we appeal, please do it as quickly as possible. Because the memory of Adamawa State is going to be very sweet, so that we rush back to your various states as we look forward. So on behalf of the Conference of Former Speakers, on behalf of all that attended here, it's now my privilege to declare this first session closed.
May we all rise for the national anthem, please.